Traders, hello, and it is morning still in Perth, and it's a double whammy. I had a video yesterday and now today as well, so this is going to be an end of month update. I just quickly want to have up the Aussie dollar chart, and the RBA, I was incorrect last night. They actually did cut the rates, and as I said, I would stay out today for the Asian session and come back later in the session just to see how this settles, but it's actually looking a little bullish, which is interesting. The US dollar is still, in an easing mode currently this week. So, and I guess you could put the thesis out for the bulls that this would help the economy a little bit, but we'll see. Time will tell. This is just the hourly time frame. So if we go to the 4 hour, that's what it is on the 4 hour, and then the daily time frame. This is the situation. So it's definitely come off a lot, and where we are currently trading. 65.54. So it's going to be interesting. I'll continue to monitor this. Aggressive entry would be to short it right now. Targeting maybe 64 flat. But you just want to see what the US economy does, and how it responds tonight. And then I'll go from there. All right, next this is how the trading month went on my account here, and as you can see, it's up 1.46% for February, which the height of it was I posted last week. Was a little bit higher. Gold was pretty good to me, to be honest. Aussie yen, not too bad, and the Aussie dollar I played as well, and I had a small position long on the New Zealand dollar. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys what I like to do here, and I like to document my trades and show when I entered and when I exited roughly. Just so what I do is at the end of the month I'll have a look at some obvious issues. So when a month like this is okay, honestly. I mean, with what's happening globally in the stock market and whatnot, but a couple of glaring issues for me is definitely entering. Especially this month, I had 14 trades this month, and I enter with a tighter than necessary stop loss, and then I really need to work on holding my positions longer, especially when they're valid, which they were, especially gold earlier in the month. That was something that I was uneasy, but everything was pointing long still, and I did get out, and it's just unfortunate. But I mean, hindsight is very valuable, but I need to remain calm, and I sort of wasn't too calm. All right, so the Aussie sell trade here. We had a couple plays on it this month. That was a sell. That was another sell. Didn't work out. That was a sell. So I guess I was persistent, and I was okay with that. They weren't full size positions. So that's the Aussie dollar trade. Another play on the Aussie dollar. Let's just go through this. So I have been working from home, and obviously that means a lot more time with the charts. And what I'm finding myself doing is, jumping in when it's not really necessary. So I'll instead of just holding the position from the initial entry, I get in and out, which is definitely something I need to work on, and I can see that now, because it's good at the end of the month to go back and actually really look at the situation, be like, well, this was just a little silly, and it was, and again, gold, there was a couple of plays, that's one, that's two, and then that one was quite nice as well, that third one. I got in, I think I was waiting in line for dinner. It was a full size position too. I like the look of this, how it sort of ramped up a little bit. Again, though, when I'm describing the entry, it's not completely useless, but it just takes time to understand like what you see in the charts, and then you've got to take the trade. I'm a big believer in that. I mean, I don't mind managed accounts; it's fine. But if you're trying to learn a trade, you've sort of got to trade. I mean, I understand demo accounts, that's a cause of debate in a sense, but it's probably better than just reading trading books. At least in demo account, you get some statistics, and then once you have a small live account, at least you know that there's a system that you have, and that if things aren't working, you can go, okay, well, this is what's not working in it. But if you're just trading the trade and there's actual no structure, you don't really know what's wrong. Like, you could have found a good system, but it's just in bad market conditions. So, well, you shouldn't even trade. That's the big thing, is knowing really when to trade and when not to trade. And it's just, it takes time. And the problem is, it takes time. And when it takes time, you might lose some money. And if you don't know risk management, it's going to be a lot of money. But if you know good risk management and you are losing a little bit, that's not really the end of the world. You just have to keep persisting with it, and not just sort of giving up a little bit, trying that system, giving that up, trying this system, that system, and not really learning anything. So you want to sort of try and progress and find a system that sort of suits your lifestyle, and your personality, but it's never going to be 100% comfortable though. All right, so that was another gold play as well. I got in at the top there, and that was my final gold play. I'm not in anything right now either, guys. I'm gonna have to sip my coffee too. Hope everyone's having a fantastic start to the week too. So the RBA did cut rates, and we'll see what happens here. Seems central banks are probably going to be falling back on that and just trying for dear life to keep the markets alive and kicking. But it's going to get really interesting. I mean, I was at Coles yesterday, and they were talking about, it was a little busy. It was a little busier than normal. It was like early in the afternoon, and I just said it was like pretty busy, and she was like, people are buying a lot of stuff, and I'm like, wow. So, sentiment seems to be, well, a little bit of panic, and it's like, wow. So you want to take advantage of these situations. Aussie sell trade again. That was there. That was a small losing trade. And then another play down here as well on gold. Well, I was sort of playing a breakout. I don't believe it really did much. It continued to hold the range as well. That was sort of later in the month. If I just cycle down here, guys, it's 26th or something, or the 28th of Feb. Again, another play on gold. No, it was another play on gold. As you can see, I got a lot of time on my hands, and it's something that I definitely need to work on as well. And we've got an Aussie buy trade here. That was a break-even trade. It didn't really have a lot of substance, and I'm uneasy buying the Aussie dollar because that's not something that that I do. I'm more of a shorter of the Aussie dollar, but I'm trying my best to adapt and be a little bit more flexible. Aussie sell trade, that was pretty much break-even. Same for gold as well. That was pretty much break-even too. So it shot up and came back down. I was like, didn't move enough to move the stop loss to break even, but I did close that one out manually. And we've got another buy trade here as well. Pretty much break even again, maybe a small loss. And Aussie yen buy trade, small loss on that. And it's right here. I went and bought the Kiwi. This was sort of mid-month, and then that was half a percent losing trade. So as you can see, it was quite active, but I mean, I really should have stopped trading into last week because I was up. So you'll see this was the peak of it. So I was positive on the account. That was a nice month. That was 4.56% on the week last week, and then I used off a little bit down to 1.89%. So it's not too bad, and obviously the month has been just a small loser. End of January wasn't too bad, so I'm getting there, but it's certainly not. The growth is not fantastic, and I'm still working on myself as a trader and understanding, when I should be backing off, and then knowing really when to attack, and that's something that I definitely need to work on. I just want to check how long I've been talking for, guys. It's disappeared for some reason. I don't know where it's gone. Saying it is cool. So let's go back to the chart there. Okay, so it's topping out a little bit. I see this being choppy, so I'm not going to pursue that at all. I'm going to end this recording now, guys.